right, welcome back to another episode. Thank you for clicking on this video. Today we got some Canadian news.
Oh, Canada!
It's not something that we want to brag about, but every time we hear about controversial stuff, it comes from what country? You guessed it, United States of America. But now we got some good old Canadian news that shouldn't be brought to light in a
Double
good
C,
way.
we got some Canadian controversy.
Canadian drama over here.
Bam! Okay, so hold on, did I unplug anything? My voice still there? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, you boys know about Hockey Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we were younger, you go to some of these skating camps, they give you the Hockey Canada jersey.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys, I know you're not into hockey like me, but you guys know about the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know about 10-bit hockey. You know
Yeah.
Hockey Canada is massive for us, for Canada, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's our biggest sport, almost.
Hockey.
Yeah.
According to one of the episodes, it's lacrosse, but
Oh, yeah, that's true.
stupidity. But yeah, so Hockey Canada, which I've loved forever because I love the juniors. I love what they do with the hockey men's organization, the women's, Timbits, even the paraplegic. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But
A little something.
now there's some dirt just rising from the ashes.
Spewing.
So, Hockey Canada, back in 2018,
Oh, we're going back in time.
allegations that are coming out into the light that in 2018, a junior hockey team allegedly had a gang rape in the locker room.
Oh, goddamn.
So, basically, majority of the men's hockey team
Yeah.
hard a couple girls
Oh, okay. Goddamn.
in 2018.
Gee, okay.
Now, you think to yourself, oh, you hear that? Fuck these boys. They're done. Hockey team's finished. You know?
Consequences.
The consequences, the repercussions of what you're doing, because it's not something, oh, he did. It's a
crime.
It's a very strong offense. It's a big crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? So, Hockey Canada is they have a lot of funding from the good old Hortons,
Timmins.
from the good old Tire,
Tire.
TELUS, from Walmart, all these big companies
Probably Bell,
getting
too.
funded. And these companies think, oh, the money that we're funding is going towards the hockey program,
Right.
going towards the kids,
Yeah.
going towards the sport,
Yeah.
going towards the country.
Yeesh.
Okay. So, 2018, majority of that funding went towards putting those allegations, just
Oh,
Brushing
really?
it to the side.
sweeping
really.
under the rug.
Wow.
Did Hortons, Tire, etc. know about this?
Probably not.
Can I get a no for 600, please?
How about no?
And you guessed right.
All right. Wow.
So now, in 2022,
So that money went to lawyers.
basically that money went towards everyone stays shut.
Yeah.
We're not going to fund the actual hockey.
non-disclosures, trying to pay some people off, maybe, like the behind the scenes
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
So, 2022, this news comes out of nowhere again. They're like, oh, maybe we should. So this came to a big rumble.
Yeah.
And the first province to back out of Hockey Canada about funding is Quebec.
Really?
Quebec was the first province
Oh.
to say, screw you guys, basically, until all the heads of Hockey Canada are gone.
Yeah.
You ain't getting a dime.
Okay.
Nerfing.
Nice. Quebec.
After Quebec, the same day, Ontario said,
There you go. Those
our
are-
neighbors,
Those are two massive
Yes.
provinces stepping out. Yeah.
our neighbors,
Yeah.
once Quebec and Ontario backed off.
For once, Trudeau did something good.
No, we'll get to Trudeau. There's a video of him. After that, the good old big company, the first company to come out and say, which is one of their main sponsors is Tim Hortons.
Timmy's.
You see it everywhere. You see it in the NHL,
Yeah.
the junior hockey, there's commercials. Freaking Sidney Crosby and Nathan McKinnon year-round do commercials for Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the biggest things that us Canadians know, maybe not Americans or Europeans, we have something called 10-bit hockey. Tim Hortons puts a lot of money towards the men's hockey, women's hockey.
Timbit hockey is, like the younger kids. Like they have like the teams for like the young kid. I think they're like
They're
like
small,
5, 6 years old.
It's like the novice. Around the novice.
Mag
Adam.
novice. Yeah.
So you have all these things. All the main Canadian arenas, especially Bell Center. You see Timmy's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Everywhere. Even there's Timmy's inside the Bell Center.
Yeah.
The branding on the ice.
Yeah.
Well, Timmy says, until all this is settled, they're not going to fund anything to do with men's hockey. Mm-hmm. Remember that.
Oh, only men's hockey.
With men's hockey.
Oh, okay.
So that means anything that Hockey Canada has to do with men's teams,
Yeah.
Steph Curry with the shot.
Good for them.
The World Juniors, which is massive for the country. It's one of the biggest tournaments, most watched tournament.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons pulling out of that. For 2022, 2023.
Okay.
Only this year, the rest of the year, in 2023.
Yeah. So they could see a change. They're trying to put some
Exactly.
pressure on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. By the way, one of the heads of Hockey Canada, what gender is that person?
I would assume female.
How fucked up is that? And guess what she said? So when all these allegations came out, she's like, oh, you shouldn't use our sport, hockey, as a scapegoat for these allegations, all that, until you have this. But like literally defending herself, defending Hockey Canada.
Well, she's got a paycheck to protect and a job to keep, so.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know. But when you have literally a whole country and with an allegation like that,
Yeah.
when you're a woman,
Yeah. It's like
sorry.
now's your time to stand up.
now's the
for-
time where you say,
for your
listen.
fellow females.
Now's the time when you say, listen, oh, we fucked up. Now all the boards, me included, we're going to step away. We're going to resign. Throw out an apology thing, and let's move on.
Okay,
Right?
you're saying like basically she was trying to like protect the whole image, but like the whole time she knew about it, right?
Raff, majority of the funding from Hortons and all these guys were towards hiding these allegations.
Okay, so she knew about it. For
Yeah,
sure.
damn
yeah.
right she knew.
Yeah,
And
okay.
imagine you're Tim Hortons, you're Canadian Tire, you're TELUS, you're all these big companies, and you hear the millions that you've put into this organization
Are going to unethical
are not going
activities.
towards the kids, towards the sport.
or
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God. And speaking of
nuts.
these allegations, ho. Two of those players currently play for the Ottawa Senators.
Wow.
One being their first line winger, Drake Batherson.
Okay.
He's like one of their top players.
Yeah.
Another player from Ottawa, Formington, was also part of that 2018 hockey team.
Okay.
Now, as of right now, they're playing.
Yeah.
They're playing. Everything is good for now.
Yeah.
But now with all these allegations coming out, a lot of fans, a lot of the hockey analysts are like, okay, keep an eye on those two players. Because if these things start getting higher and higher and the things start getting to light, they ain't going to be playing hockey for much longer.
There's going to be some healthy scratches or the contract's over. sort of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then imagine you're Drake Batherson, which is, I'm not going to mention Formington because he's a good player, but he's not Drake Batherson. Imagine you're Drake Batherson. If, let's say, you're done with Ottawa, and let's say all these allegations come out, all this stuff, you know you're never playing hockey again. You know no NHL team would ever take you again.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm not saying I get it. I don't get it. But 2018, you're in the juniors. I know you're hotheads and all that, but that's a serious offense.
Of course.
Yeah.
That is no joke.
But hold on a sec. Can we talk a little bit more about?
The allegation, do you know too much about, do you know a little bit about the story and like what exactly happened?
The thing is, they didn't put out too much information
Obviously, yeah.
until they get more info and until people speak up and all this stuff. All we know now is gang rape that allegedly took place in 2018 involving a junior hockey players. A junior
Do you
hockey
know
team
how,
and players.
how many players?
They didn't mention anything. All they know is that they mentioned in that team, there were the hockey players, men, that were involved in a gang rape. That's all they want to say because obviously you don't want to throw around allegations because once you have that like as your title,
Yeah.
you're fucked for life, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not something to be like, oh, put a tag on someone. It's a big tag.
Yeah.
So until the people that were involved speak up. The people that the coaches or anything that were involved speak up. That's the headline right now. 2018 alleged gang rape with these hockey players.
And honestly, it's like whether you think you're like special because you play a sport and you're good at it, like nobody cares about you if you do things like that. Like that's honestly like.
Yeah, you could be a McDavid. It doesn't matter.
It's the most
you do
like
something like that. You're black.
It's the most like low life like thing you can ever do. Like people that do that.
One of. I mean, murder's pretty low on that radar, but yeah.
Yeah, but
committing
like,
serious crimes is
Yeah.
no matter who you are, is low.
And
Very
using
low.
people like that, like honestly, like it's just for me, it's like one of the things where it's like just kill yourself.
No, but it's
Honestly, like it like
I say
and-
more go to jail, do your time.
and like you're like you're in the juniors, you're gonna be a superstar. Like they probably all already got quite a bit of girls. Like you really need to go and like do that.
Yeah.
When like you most probably have like other people down for you. You know what I mean? Like why?
no, it's
Like what? Like where's the logic? You guys like you're literally like the people that people want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. It's stupid.
It just makes no sense.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's like it's like being like a fucking. It's like being like a famous person, but like you're gonna go do that to someone that's not the one person that's not down for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like what?
I don't know. Maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe they think they're so
Like
not
everybody,
good, but they think they're entitled. Like they think they
everybody
deserve
wants
everything.
me. Everybody wants me. So it's
there's
like
one person that doesn't. Now I have to make it happen. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like an ego thing. Maybe I don't know. We don't know.
No, it's honestly it's disgusting because it's my favorite. It's my favorite sport, probably our favorite sport. I know
Yeah.
you guys do.
yeah.
And you just see that, and imagine like
And it's
It-
had
it-
such
it
a
just-
domino effect as well.
It
That's
was.
the other thing.
it was.
Like it starts as something small. Like, well, I say small as in like a problem was created.
Yeah.
Right? And it could have been handled in a way where none of this would have happened.
Yeah.
Right? If the coaches find out, they report it. The players get punished. Right? They go to trial if the people want to press charges. Mm-hmm. You go to court. You get your lawyers. You get everything involved. They don't play in the team anymore.
Just
Right?
deal with it as like
Deal
they're
with it,
normal
yeah.
people, not special people. Like
Exactly.
It's
Get
like
special treatment. Yeah.
even like nowadays, like people are so like infatuated by like people that like high achieving like sports athletes, artists, rappers,
Well,
this that. But it's like if they do something wrong, they're at fault like a normal person. They should not get special treatment.
No.
But you know why they do, and I think why they do is because
They make money off them.
exactly,
And they're like
they're assets to a company or to an organization.
yeah.
Right? They're assets, and so they don't want to lose those assets. So
Yeah.
they prefer paying people off small amounts or sizable amounts, so that we can continue to make a couple mil or a couple 100,000 or whatever the amount is
Of
And you
those,
can-
yeah.
exactly. That's the fucked up world that we live
Yeah.
in. It's we exploit people and we use people and we put people above other people.
Yeah,
just so that our bank account could stay high.
watch like the first people to get like to go to court and all that are gonna be the ones that like were in the team but like didn't make it to the NHL, or like the more scrub ones are gonna get like fucked first, and then the other ones is gonna take a long time for
Yeah.
them to even get a
Yeah.
slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
You know,
Probably.
But
they might get like suspended for like a month or something from playing. You know, it's like who cares? Like
Yeah.
Like, really?
The
They're still
good-
getting paid. That's the thing.
yeah,
They're
like
still getting
really,
paid.
like
The
it's
good
not a
thing
punishment.
No. The good thing about Hockey Canada right now is that they stopped all men's stuff, right? Funding men's and all that. Mm-hmm. But Tim Hortons, all these big sponsors are still going to fund the women's hockey, the kids hockey, and the paraplegic hockey. So they're going to still fund those three things. But anything to do with the men's hockey, finut.
They're out.
Goodbye.
They're out for
ciao
now.
bye.
Yeah.
And now a couple years ago, the Habs drafted this guy named Logan Mayu. I forgot to mention this. He was also part of that team.
Oh.
He's a defenseman,
Uh-huh.
and he's a really good defenseman.
Okay.
Like hockey-wise, kid's gonna be a star.
Okay.
But he has that now tagged on him, just like Drake Batherson.
So he's not playing?
No, he's not playing yet.
Okay.
He's still in the juniors.
Oh, he's still in the
he's
juniors.
still young.
Okay.
But he took a year off. He took a year off of hockey because of mental health.
Okay.
But now
Pull the Carey Price.
exactly. But now he's getting back into it. But when he plays, the kid's good. The kid's a very good hockey player. But then you hear that this shit now is following him.
Nobody cares how good you are.
But that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're like Drake Batherson. The guy's good.
You're good at the sport. You're a bad person.
That's it.
Or you make poor decisions.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to let one decision define a person, and we're not trying to excuse anything, obviously.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, you do the crime, you do the time, no matter who you are.
Yeah.
You know, that's
And
it.
now,
Doesn't matter how good you are.
Doesn't matter.
and now Raff before name dropped Pierre Trudeau. Sorry, Pierre Trudeau.
Yeah, Justin.
Pierre Trudeau's son, Mr. Justin.
He name dropped Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
And the day of these allegations, the day of that everyone was backing out of Hockey Canada and all that, he had a press conference at the Parliament.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they stopped him off for questioning about,
To ask him about it.
and now this is it. I'll show you guys and we'll put it up here.
Yes.
So, this is it.
First of all, I think it boggles the mind that Hockey Canada is continuing to dig in its heels. Parents across the country are losing faith or have lost faith in Hockey Canada. Certainly, politicians here in Ottawa have lost faith in Hockey Canada. It's no surprise that provincial organizations are questioning whether or not they want to continue supporting an organization that doesn't understand how serious a situation it has contributed to causing. I really hope they understand, because hockey is a really important sport to a lot of Canadians and a lot of kids. And right now, this mess is doing no favors to kids across the country.
That's true. Very
So,
true.
And also,
So we gotta back up Justin on that statement,
Yeah.
because it's absolute facts.
we don't back him up for everything he does, because for some things, but for that,
Yeah.
we'll back him
He's
up.
on the right side
Now-
of it.
but it sets an example. Like, now that it's out there, all these kids know about it. Everybody knows about it, right? All these hockey players, and it sets an example. Like, oh, are they gonna get away with it? Like, can I get away with it? You know what I mean? All these other newcomers come in. Like, can I get away with it?
thing is-
They're getting away with it.
thing
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The-
It creates a big problem, a really
For-
big problem.
For the kids now, for the kids to go play hockey, right? They want to be on a hockey team and all that. Who signs them up? The parents.
Yeah.
One of their parents is a mom.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a mom or a dad and you want to send your little boy or little girl to go play hockey,
Yeah.
and then you see this from 2018 to 2022, this shit's been swept under the rug.
Yeah.
It makes you think, what else was swept under the rug?
Yeah, of course.
What other sketchy shit was there? So now as a parent, would you want to send your kid now to go play hockey under Hockey Canada? Would you want to put money in those pockets?
Honestly, I still would.
But that's,
I still would, but I get what you're saying
Yeah.
about like the hesitation.
yeah.
And like you're losing faith in the organization
Yeah.
in terms of the choices that they're making, and especially in the money that you're giving the organization. I mean, if you're paying like 600, 700, 800 bucks, let's say, for your kid to play hockey for a year, it's chump change compared to the millions that they're getting from these companies.
Yeah.
Obviously. But at the same time, it's like what Raff said about setting an example. You know what I mean? And you don't want your kids to be involved in an organization that is not directly putting your kids in that situation, but your kids obviously will absorb this information and will either learn the positive side of things or the negative side of things.
Yeah.
And then create other problems and other junior teams, like what Rafa was saying before. You know, like I think that's a way bigger problem than giving them the $800 for the year.
But yeah, it's just, it's like sickening when you think about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because of all these years, you're just thinking, oh, it's such a great organization. It's so good, helping out kids, funding men's hockey, women's hockey, children's hockey, the World Juniors, NHL teams.
And
They're
imagine-
so involved, and then you hear this shit.
Imagine you're a young kid and like one of those players is one of your favorite players.
Yeah,
and
that
now
would be
Drake
crushing.
Batherson
and now
has a
you're
lot
now
of
you're
fans.
now you're starting to hear these things and you're like, oh, like, and you're a kid that just loves hockey and you're like oh, like like my the guy I look up to, like that's what he does. That's what he did, you know, once upon a time. And it's like
But
it twists your whole like
Yeah.
it's like finding out like your parent is like a fucking addict or something, you know what I mean?
it
Like
would be really hard to digest.
it's your
as a
role
kid, I would
model,
say.
right?
Yeah, it would be really
Now-
hard to digest.
Now, you brought that up, and I actually brought up another thing, speaking about like allegations and athletes. So, one of the biggest examples in ring, in octagon, like levels of skill, John Jones. In the octagon, he's the closest thing to God in the octagon. The guy's beaten the who's who. He's pretty much unstoppable.
Youngest champ.
Youngest champ. He's pretty much unstoppable.
Yeah.
He's beaten the who's who of the UFC.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of John Jones, the fighter. I love him in the octagon. Once he steps out of the octagon, the guy's a scumbag.
He's a mess, yeah.
He's a scumbag.
No, he's not a mess, Raff. He's a scumbag.
Scumbag.
Like,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a piece
So
of
now-
shit human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so we'll get into it after, like, off camera, because those are some stupidities. But now,
Well, I've heard some things, but I'm sure there's more.
no, there is. So
Yeah.
now, people are going to be like, okay, I could be a fan of Drake Batherson, the hockey player,
Yeah.
but once he takes off the equipment and the jersey, fuck this guy.
But I feel like you can't separate
You
it.
You
Can't.
can't. It's the same
You
person.
can't
You
separate
can't.
because it's the same person.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the same person.
Whoever he is off the ice or out of the octagon is the same guy you're cheering for when he fights
Exactly.
or when he plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different to be a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. But if you're a fan of that person,
Yeah.
playing or not playing, sport or not sport,
No.
you're a fan of that person.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean?
'Cause he's still- like
and that
you said,
person
he's
is
the same
supposed
person.
to represent the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also like if you know all this like dirt on that person, but you're still a fan of them, it's like you kind of accept it. You know what I
Kind
mean?
of accept it.
You're
You
kind
are.
of
You are.
accepting that like whatever the stuff he did. You know
You
what I
are.
mean?
Doesn't matter.
You
Yeah.
are.
It doesn't matter because you're good.
Yeah.
But it's like
Doesn't work like
it
that.
doesn't work like that. Like a lot of people are good at different things. You know, it doesn't allow you to. It's just because you're on TV or whatever. But like, there's a lot of people that are good at things, but they'll be a good person. They don't do all that shit. You know.
Yeah.
And just like the other night, last night, the Ottawa Senators played Boston, and Drake Batherson had a killer game.
Okay. Yeah.
But the fans were still super loud as if, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, the word allegedly is still part of that.
Right.
But once it comes, and let's say maybe it's not true or it is true, you're going to see the change in the crowd.
There'll be a shift.
You're going to see the change in the crowd.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of young kids or fans go into the Ottawa Senators store and buy his jersey.
Yeah.
Won't buy it anymore.
Won't buy it anymore. They're going to
Well,
take
they
it
won't
off.
sell it anymore.
Won't sell it
Yeah.
anymore, or they're going to do what other sports fans do whenever these allegations come out or they change teams. What do? They grab the jersey and they light it on fire. That's one thing that fans always do.
Yeah.
A star leaves a team,
Yeah.
or a star doesn't sign with the team, goes to a rival or they screw up. First thing they do is either throw the jersey on the ice,
Yeah.
or they set videos of them lighting the jersey on fire. If this comes as it was true for Jake Batherson and Formington, you're gonna see those videos.
Yeah.
And
Are there any other players that were involved in that are playing in the NHL?
so no, the only three that they mentioned is Jake Batherson because he's the biggest name.
Yeah.
Formington, who plays for Ottawa,
And then
and Logan Mayu,
Yeah,
who
the
got
Habs,
who
signed
got
him, yeah.
who got drafted by the Habs a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are the only three.
Basically, the ones that are in Canadian teams.
And that's another
Right.
fucked up
That's
thing
another
that you
thing.
brought up. Yeah, they're all in Canadian
they're all
teams.
drafted by Canadian teams.
Because maybe the U.S. teams are not like talking about those guys yet. Because it's like
I don't know. Does that have anything to do with it that they're talking about them, or that they don't have an interest in those players? Maybe.
The way
maybe
NHL
like the scrubs, they don't care, but like
the thing is,
they don't. Nobody knows about them, so just don't mention them.
The
Yeah.
thing is that about the NHL is they'll take controversy out of the scene. They'll draft you based on your skill, your work ethic, and how you're on the ice.
Yeah.
NHL doesn't, like, the GMs really don't look at what's happening off ice.
Right.
Logan Mayu, before he got drafted, before they knew about the allegations, there was another thing that came out with him.
Okay.
Is that when he was playing juniors, he'd be sending pictures of his junk to a bunch of women.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this guy's
But-
definitely
But like
Guilty.
definitely guilty.
But the thing is, the Habs knew about this. Everyone knew about this. Once the Habs drafted Logan Mailloux, I go on Twitter a lot because of the hockey news and all that. Fans were ripping on the Habs, disgusted, especially the women. Obviously, the women were coming out and saying all this stuff. Habs still drafted.
I mean,
him.
listen, dick pics are different than rape, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a dick pic is like it's a picture and
Yeah.
you block them and end the story. Like
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to see it if
No.
he's sending it to people that don't want to see it,
Yeah.
and it might be disturbing or whatever. Block him. That's it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Yeah.
You know. I don't think it's so much of a crime unless he was underage sending it to people that were underage as well. Then different story.
It
But I
was.
mean, I went to high school with guys that did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my
Yeah.
hockey team, that would send it to every girl in the
But-
school.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
they're not Logan Mailloux. They
They're
didn't just
not in
get
the public
drafted.
eye.
Exactly.
They're not getting drafted by a major league team.
So it shows that all these
Yeah.
things are happening worldwide.
And you
Any
would,
sport.
you would think if you're
But-
like if you're a superstar,
Which he
you're
is.
getting there. Like, wouldn't you like clean up your act a bit? Like, wouldn't you like
as you should.
But that's
yeah.
why
Give
I took a year
yourself
off
the
of hockey,
best
Raff.
chance?
That's why I
Sure.
took a year off of hockey to deal with all this mental health and all that. But now he's coming back.
Yeah, because he was probably doped up all the time too. You know, like if like the whole idea, like I'm like this guy's like a party guy too. Like he fucking
He's out in the club. He's like, let me
Yeah.
send him dick pics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's sad but true. That's
Yeah.
what basically it is. But
Well, like fuck, if Carey Price does it, the whole team does it. Carey Price is like the fucking meditation guy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
but
He's zen.
yeah, so that's the biggest news for Canada right now. I know it's not good news. We're hoping for good news, but that's all the story for Hockey Canada, and yeah.
Well,
That's all we gotta say
we'll
about
probably have a follow up video when there's more news about it. We'll
Yeah, if there's more news, we can definitely do a second
Yeah.
one. For
Yeah.
sure.
A follow-up video or a post on Instagram or something, just follow us. We're gonna keep you updated on the
Yeah.
story.
Yeesh.
Because us Canadians, we're into this.
Yeesh.
Not into what happened, but we're into Canadian news and the sport of hockey.
Yeah.
So you'll know.
And we like to let
Yeesh.
people know all kinds of news, whether it's good or bad.
We
Yeesh.
bring the news and the facts.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this somewhat disturbing episode.
Very disturbing episode.
I don't know what you could put in the comments. Just put fuck the Ottawa Senators. How about that? Write that
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
comments.
Fuck Auto Centers. Fuck Hockey Canada.
Fuck Hockey Canada.
Yeah.
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 All right. Like, subscribe, do all that. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.